Accelerate innovation. Welcome to GeneXus SAP webinar. Today, we will present the GeneXus solutions for SAP environment. Our goal is to show what we can do to help you managing and developing new applications in your SAP environment, answer questions you may have, especially about the transition from SAP ERP to SAP Cloud Platform. Let's talk about the SAP client's problems. Well, when you think about that, there are common issues that SAP customers are facing. GeneXus has been working around SAP ERP solutions for quite time. And along these years, we have identified several issues very common to most of the SAP customers. So what do you think would be the challenges these customers, SAP customers, are facing? Well, the common issues we mentioned is related to the number of applications developed in ABAP. A lot of applications are customized for SAP ERP, by the way. The new release of SAP S4 HANA will force existing SAP ERP environment to migrate to cloud before 2025, when SAP will cease the support for previous version. The issue is associated with the fact that SAP S4 HANA only works with SAP HANA database. So all applications, and most of them are customized, will need to be rewrite. Last but not least, the ABAP language won't be supported in this new environment. So can you see what's going on? You have a SAP environment, ERP, and suddenly what you have done will stop. We won't have that support anymore. And you need to move to the new environment, to the cloud environment, supporting the SAP HANA database, and ABAP won't be there anymore. So you need to adjust. And what that challenge means is, well, all these applications that has been developed in ABAP for SAP ERP will need to move to the SAP Cloud. Simple. But the implication is very big. Since most of the applications running on SAP ERP are customized, there will be a real need to rewrite and adapt. This results in time consumption, acquisition or acquiring new skills by the developing team, and of course the budget, the cost that this will implicate during this transition. So companies will need to acquire new skills. In order to adjust to the new requirements, it's important that these companies start thinking about the skills and knowledge necessary for the new environment. When you think about that, we are talking about new skills on Java, JavaScript, HTML, HANA database, to deploy SAP Cloud platforms, to learn SAP Fiori, among others. And this is not a simple task. This could require developing of people, the resources to be adjusted to this new environment. And implications could be timing, or finding the right resources, or develop the skills on the existing resources. All this could imply in a competitive disadvantage if your competitor can do that better than you. Of course, resources, time, and costs are the critical ones to this environment. So, what's the alternative? What's the solutions we have? Well, there is a better way to do that, and the better way to manage these requirements. This is through GeneXus. GeneXus offered this a better way to do that. Is a much clearer and a best solution for building complementary applications for SAP environments. It does in a very simple, quick, and cost-effective way. So, what is GeneXus, or how that works? GeneXus is a rapid application developing platform that simplifies the digital transformation of companies by streamlining the creation of software applications in multiple languages and platforms using artificial intelligence to automatically create and maintain the software. It is a solution certified by SAP, so SAP partners and SAP customers won't have problem developing these applications using the SAP connector by GeneXus. So how easy is to work with GeneXus, or how easy is to to create solutions based on that. It's important to say that, for example, a single GeneXus developer can not only generate and maintain applications in so many different languages, such as Java, web applications, creation of native mobile applications for iOS and Android. By the way, a quick parenthesis here is the fact that mobile applications is skyrocketing. It's amazing the numbers of new requirements every day for mobile applications, and it is critical to have people that understand and develop that. GeneXus is a clear solution for this. The usage of SAP HANA database, the understanding how to use, the generation of applications in Fiori, all these are very critical and very important, and GeneXus offers that to the customers. So it's easy to say that GeneXus for SAP can help you to save money, can help you to bring solutions to the market faster, can help you to develop new skills using GeneXus among your organization. It's a very nice way to bring a very cost-conscious application being seamless to the environment that you are working with. The benefits we see when you talk about GeneXus, especially when you need to move to SAP Cloud Platform, is very easy to learn. A GeneXus developer can understand and be ready for developing applications in a very short period of time. It's a application that has been around for almost 30 years, so we have generating solutions for these environments for a long time. So we will understand that this is a cross-platform support by over 30 years of research and experience, and increase the productivity for 10 to 1. And the most important, offer scalability and future-proof for new technologies. One question that we may have is how you can manage or how you can measure the effectiveness of GeneXus. Well, we can see based on this slide, we had a survey we did with our customers, and the productivity using GeneXus is one of the most important ones. You can see by the chart that the amount of time you can gain, the effectiveness of the application is really there using GeneXus. So let's talk about the company. Who is GeneXus? And let's talk about how we work. We are a global company with strong presence in several markets from US, Japan, South America, Europe. We have been doing business for over 30 years, creating a strong community of GeneXus developers. And we have a strong presence in over 50 countries in the globe. GeneXus also has a lot of partners. We have certified partners. Based on this slide that you're seeing, you can see that we have partners all around the world who can testify the solutions that we can offer. We have also customers spread among the world, critical customers, large organizations that rely on GeneXus for the developing of the applications. With that, I would like to invite you for a demo. So we're going to talk about how to develop a Fiori application, a Fiori web application using GeneXus.
Now you are looking at the GeneXus IDE, and I am creating a new knowledge base. Knowledge base is the way we call the GeneXus projects. In this sample, I will create a simple demo of a sales orders input. So I will create a sales order transaction. The transaction is the business object that enable us to manage with the sales order. Then I start to create the attributes that will compound the sales orders. I am creating the different attributes, in this case the header attributes, the header of the sales order, and I'm saying for each attribute the data types and the name. Now I will create the second level of the sales order, that means the lines of the sales order, and its attributes. As you can see, I'm defining some domains that I can reuse in another attributes in order to define the data types. For the lines of the sales order, I'm defining the attribute of the product name, the product ID, and the product price, and one special attribute to input the quantity, and another that will calculate the total of the line. And I will create the last attribute at the header level to storage the general total of the sales order. As you can imagine, the sales order line total and the sales order total are calculated attributes. So I will define a formula in order to indicate that. And I will say that the sales order line total is the result of the product price multiplied by the sales order line quantity, and the sales order total is a sum of the sales order line total. I save these transactions in GeneXus terminology or the sales order business object, and GeneXus automatically will infer the table that will be created in SAP HANA database, and GeneXus, using algorithm of artificial intelligence, infer that will be needed two tables, one for the sales order header and another table for the sales order lines, and both tables related through the sales orders ID. GeneXus also automatically create a web form using all the guidelines of the Fiori design, and this will be a responsive web form automatically created by GeneXus. And GeneXus works based on a pattern approach of development of software. Then we have a lot of patterns, but in this case we have a particular pattern called Fiori list report pattern. This will create objects automatically based on the Fiori list report pattern to manage the sales order. Then GeneXus will create objects to insert, delete, or work with the sales order in general. All these objects will be created automatically by GeneXus and related with the transaction of sales orders. Now, here you can see this object created with a look and feel of Fiori and all responsive objects. Now I connected to the SAP HANA Cloud Copkit to create the SAP HANA database manually in the SAP Cloud Platform. Once I create this database using a simple command of SAP Cloud Platform, I open a tunnel in order to be able to work from my local host, from my notebook, be able to use this database stored in the cloud. Then in my GeneXus project, I put all the credentials that this tunnel gave me. Once I put all these credentials, only I run my application, and GeneXus started to make the work by us. The first thing GeneXus will do is create the database. First of all, GeneXus create an analysis impact report in order to show me which SQL sentence will be used by GeneXus to create the tables or the database in the SAP HANA database running on the cloud platform. Here you can see the SQL sentence. Once I confirm the creation of this database, GeneXus automatically write all the Java programs to create the database, and write all the programs in Java in order to work with the sales order transaction. Here you are looking the Fiori list report pattern in action, running in my localhost Tomcat. Then I can insert some sales order or work or inspect, delete, or update any sales order. As you can see, when I input the price and the quantity, GeneXus automatically calculates the line total and the order total of the sales order. All these data are stored in the HANA database running in SAP Cloud Platform. Then GeneXus, I show you that GeneXus work in a rule approach of developer of software. Then I will put two rules in this business object, two simple rules. Once in order to offer by default the today date for the sales order date attribute, and to send a message if I remain the sales order line quantity in 0. Once I write these two rules, I simply run again the application, and GeneXus will rewrite all the programs needed to reflect this change. Then, as you can see in the sales order, the today is offered to me as a default order date, and if I put 0 in the line quantity, GeneXus will automatically, the program generated will automatically send me a message. Now I will create two new business objects because I realized that the customer and the products are separated entity from the sales order. Then I will create two new transactions, one to store the data of the customer and another to store the data of the products, and I'm applying the Fiori list report pattern to these two new transactions. One of these table automatically inferred by GeneXus, I am able to set that I want to be stored by column, taking advantage of one of the new features of HANA database that enable us to storage the table by row or by columns. In the case of the customer table, I'm selecting the row storage type. Then, when GeneXus automatically infer all the reorganized needed in the database, GeneXus realized that we'll need two new tables, one for the product and another for the customer, and the data of the products and the data of the customer will be taken from the previous data I could insert in the sales order, because in the previous reality I insert the name of the customer and the name of the product in the table of the sales order. Now GeneXus realized this change and made all the programs and write for us all the program needed. As you can see here in the impact analysis, GeneXus showed me that the customer table will be created by column and not by row. GeneXus now is running the reorganization of the database, running all the programs to copy the data previously inserted in the database, and I can work with the new programs and the new reality of the database and complete the new data. GeneXus automatically write for us programs that enable us to navigate through the different data related, the customer, the product, and the sales order that are related. All this web application, as you can see, was created with a Fiori look and feel and as responsive web application, responsive by default. If you run this application in different sides of the screen, all the application react as a responsive web application. Now, finally, I will make a deploy of this application, not in my Tomcat local host, as you can see at this moment. Now I will make automatically the deploy to SAP Cloud Platform. This process will be made automatically by GeneXus. The only thing I had to do is put in my project is choose the main program I will update and all the program related with that, and put in the GeneXus property all the credentials to connect to SAP Cloud Platform. Then when I choose the deploy options, GeneXus automatically produce a Word, upload this in SAP Cloud Platform, and create for me a web application that could run over SAP Cloud Platform using the same SAP HANA database, also running in SAP Cloud Platform. Once GeneXus uploads the application to the SAP Cloud Platform, I made a bind between this application and the database, the HANA database created. Once I select this bind, the only thing I had to do is start this web application stored in SAP Cloud Platform, and then I'll be able to run this application from SAP Cloud Platform using a SAP HANA database stored in SAP Cloud Platform. It's the same application using the same HANA database, now all running over SAP Cloud Platform. Here I will show you how you can create a web application connected to a SAP ERP installation. For that, I will use the GeneXus ERP connector for SAP. In the GeneXus IDE, I choose the SAP BAPI import, and this will offer to me a screen in order to put all the credentials to the SAP ERP I will connect. Once I put all the credentials, GeneXus connect to that SAP ERP installation and made an RFC call to obtain all the data in real time of the business object repository. Then GeneXus show me all the business object repository tree, and I can navigate through all the BAPIs for this SAP ERP installation. I will choose for this application the material business object, and I will work with the get list method of this BAPI. When I choose this method of this BAPI, GeneXus automatically in real time show me from this SAP ERP installation all the documentation of this method of the BAPI, show me all the parameter needed to work with this, and I can test in runtime the behavior of this method. Once I choose the option of test in real time this method, GeneXus offers to me all the parameters in order to put filters, and I will indicate to GeneXus that I will collect all the materials. When I execute this BAPI, GeneXus returns a table with all the materials and show me all the data of these materials. Once I confirm that this is the method I will use in my web application develop, I import in my knowledge base or in my projects this method of this BAPI, and GeneXus automatically will create for me a several objects. One called GeneXus Enterprise Session Manager that I will use to connect in runtime to a SAP ERP installation, and the external object of the material get list BAPI. And GeneXus also create for me all the structured data types needed to work with this BAPI. The following step is create a procedure in order to connect in runtime to any SAP ERP, and I will use this external object automatically created by GeneXus, and another procedure in order to make the RFC call for the get list material BAPI. I put all the needed filters and I made a simple call. This will be translated in Java in a native SAP RFC call. With all of that, I am able to write a web panel that will make a connection to any SAP ERP installation, make the call, the native call of the material get list BAPI, and show the result in a panel, in a Fiori like panel, automatically written in Java by GeneXus. As you can see, once again, I have a web application responsive with a Fiori look and feel connected to a SAP ERP installation, interacting with its data. Here I will create a smart device application following with the previous sample and using the business object created in the KB of sales order, products and customer. In this case, I will create an iOS application, but with the same KB, with the same knowledge base, I could create an Android application or iOS. In this case, I will use an iOS application. Following with the GeneXus pattern approach, I will apply to the customer and to the product transaction the work with for smart devices pattern, and this will create automatically for us all the objects needed to deal with the customer and the products. So I will create a main menu from where I will call this all work with, the work with for the customer and the work with for the products. GeneXus then will produce for us in Swift language, in this case because I choose iOS as a generator, all the program needed to run in the smart device to work with the business object of customer and the business object of products. These tables are stored in the SAP HANA database. Once I generate this application, GeneXus not only create all the Swift programs, also create all the REST services in Java in order to interact with the SAP HANA database running over SAP Cloud Platform. Now you can see the application in action running in my iOS emulator, and you can see the application interacting with all the data in the SAP HANA database stored in SAP HANA Cloud Platform through REST services written automatically by GeneXus. I could create new records, update the existing ones, and all of that was automatically created by GeneXus. All the web application part and all the native iOS application.